you like, Mrs. Stevens, I could bring in some more cuttings for you.
Thank you, Miss Kenton. But I regard this room as my private place of work, and I prefer to keep distractions to a minimum.
Would you call flowers a distraction, then, Mr. Stevens?
I appreciate your kindness, Miss Kenton, but I prefer to keep things as they are. Oh, and since you are here, there is a matter I wanted to mention to you, just a small matter. I happened to be walking past the kitchen yesterday morning, and I heard you calling to someone named William. May I ask who it was you were addressing by that name?
Why, Mr. Stevens, I should think I was addressing your father.
Oh.
There are no other Williams in this house, I take it?
True. May I ask you in future, Mrs. Kenton, to address my father as Mr. Stevens? And if you are speaking of him to a third party, you may wish to call him Mr. Stevens Senior to distinguish him from myself. So I would be most grateful to you, Miss Kenton.
I don't quite understand what you're getting at, Mr. Stevens. I am the housekeeper in this house, and your father is the under-butler. In other houses, I was accustomed to address the under-servants by their Christian names.
Miss Kenton, if you would stop to think for a moment, you would realize that how inappropriate it is for one such as yourself to address as William someone such as my father.
Well, I'm sure, Mr. Stevens, it must have been very galling for your father to be called William by one such as myself.
Miss Kenton, all I'm saying is that my father is a person from whom, if you wish to be more observant, you may learn many things.
I'm most grateful for your advice, Mr. Stevens, but do, please, tell me just what marvelous things might I learn from your father?
I might point out that you're still often unsure of what goes where and which item is which.
I'm sure Mr. Stevens Sr. is very good at his job. But I can assure you, Mr. Stevens, that I'm very good at mine.
Oh, of course.
Thank you. And now, if you will, please excuse me.